Go. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It is indeed time. It is happening, yes. Good morning. It is I, your host. Hey, I'm really here. Hold on. PoGokeRo. Good morning, guys. Good morning, America. I'm a little bit slow this morning. You can tell, right? Things aren't quite normal. I went out last night, and yeah, I didn't go out late. I mean, come on, I only went out till like 9. Yeah, what did I have? I had a beer. I had some fries. It was a good beer. It was some good fries. I played some pinball. I did pretty good. I played some Bubble Bobble. You know, I brought my buddy with me, so that was cool. Some Bubble Bobble. That was some nice nostalgia. Dude, I beat Bubble Bobble on the NES. I remember doing it. And you can't just beat it. You can't just go through. Wait, let me turn this down. You can't just beat Bubble Bobble. You have to. You can't just power through all 100 levels. You have to gather all the letters throughout the 100 or so levels. I think the first 75. There's a bunch of levels that you have to get before you, or a bunch of letters that you have to collect before you get to a certain level. And if you collect these letters, then you go to the secret levels. So I think it goes to like 125 levels. But then you fight the real end boss. And yeah, and I remember doing it, and I remember beating it, and we got the good ending, because there's 2 endings. Ha ha ha. So yeah, anyways, I played Bubble Bobble, that was nice, and then I went home, and so I slept a lot more than I normally do. So yeah, here I am. So okay, if you last saw me for my last episode, my official episode, I was halfway here. I had a pirate episode where I finished my way here. We're now in the desert town. I haven't named this town. I'm thinking I'm gonna name it Black Rock City, because you know it's around Burning Man season, and like I should talk about Burning Man a bit. Yeah, so I went to Burning Man. I worked it there for a bit, and it was an amazing experience. But I think now, it's gained a sort of prestige, which kind of kills it, because it's like an elite prestige, and that just murders the idea of what's up with this. Oh hey dude. Oh dude, there's like a zombie horde here, and what happened? What's it called? They killed the golem. There was a golem here and it died. You should probably get back to base, dude. There's a bunch of zombies out here. Go home! Go home. Yeah, I should ring the bell. Let me ring the bell. Alright, yep, he's going home now. He was like, oh, okay, I'm out of here. He doesn't know where he's going. He's gonna get there eventually. God, you live far from where you work, guy. No, you don't know where you're going. Well, this was a pretty sparse village. But this is where I went to when, here, I'm gonna take a nap too. This is where I went to when I, finished my train line out to the middle of nowhere. It's nighttime. Well, okay, I'll hang out here and watch the sunset. I don't know. Um, yeah, so this train line up here is a basic train. I mean, it's just super basic. It's your basic design that I learned from Skippy 6, but I mean, I guess the fundamentals are pretty simple. One line to turn the cart into. Oh, it's missing one. Haha, it's missing a rail. I can make that. No, I can't. I don't have any iron. Well, I need to go back. Obviously. First, I need to sleep. Because this rail line is dangerous going back at night. A bunch of monsters come out. Is it not nighttime? What's going on? Is it just cloudy? Anyways. So, what has been going on in the world of awful Trump? I don't even want to talk about that guy. That guy is such a jerk. Oh, he's off at the G7 now, so he's off to make a fool of himself and of the United States. It's going to be awful. And it's totally awful. It's awful. Yeah, you got to understand, America. Like, America by itself is not going to be able to do it. We need the assistance of all our friends. Who are our friends? Our friends are fellow democracies who share fellow value, the same values that we have. For individual liberty and democracy. See, it's dark enough for him to be walking around like. Anyways. Yeah, I don't get this light. I don't know what the deal is. It's a strange day. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's raining, but it doesn't rain in the desert. It just gets cloudy. What do you trade? Hey. No. Okay, now it looks like it's getting dark. I don't even know anymore. But, oh, they're going to bed. Yay, alright. Let's get out of here. I just wanted to bypass the night. Okay, there we go. There's the sun. Goodbye, village. Goodbye. So we go off into the desert. And I didn't even know I was going here when I made this rail line. I just made the line. And I just happened to decide to turn here. I don't know why. I just did. And I happened to run into a village. Yeah, and there happens to be a huge ravine right next to a river. That just seems like a recipe for disaster. Okay, so what has transpired? I did not attend the Salem Saturday Market protest because I think I'm pretty much kicked out. They won't let me onto the property. They won't let me use my voice. They put me behind the preferred messages, which are all right wing. Yeah, to continue to go there would be to legitimize what they're doing. And no, I refuse to legitimize it. It's BS what they've done. The Salem Saturday Market. They ought to get if they don't want to be promoting Nazi hate speech, they ought not to have that little reserved preferred speech zone. Because that's what it is. It's not a free speech zone. It's a reserved preferred speech zone on private property. So yeah. Yeah, it's a difference of values, I guess. Authoritarian versus libertarian. There's two axes, right? It's hard when you're talking about the left and the right. That is a distortion. That is a distortion. Am I getting picked up here? Let me make sure. Rah 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 rah. Yeah, that is the distortion, because left right is only one dimension, and you're trying to compress into one dimension a second dimension, and by doing it you distort it. It doesn't look right. So when I say authoritarian versus libertarian, it sounds left right, but it's not really left right. It's more like up down. Like amount of government control over the individual. Authoritarian is very, very high. You have high levels of government control over the individual. And libertarian is low levels of government control over the individual. But when you say left right on economics, it's different. The right says economic activity for individuals, and the left says economic activities for the group.
I think what everybody wants to hear is the way that he rips up those Star Trek records. That's some crazy shit that he does.
Not right now, dude. This is hilarious, though. Okay. Because so that's the way you got to see it, right? It's not one dimension, left, right. It's at least two dimensions. It's left, right, and up and down. So the left, right is economic activity, and the up, down is government control of individuals. Because they're different. Economic activity and government control of individuals are two different things. Not everything is economic activity. Although although capitalism tries to make everything economic. There's some things that ought not to be economic, about economics, about profit. There are some things that are not about profit. But capitalism tries to reduce everything to a money, and because money becomes the common denominator. And really, there are things that you cannot reduce to money, that are, and capitalism can't stand those things. What do you mean you can't reduce it to money? So yeah. But here the things that all these ideas that I'm talking about sound all crazy. You know, they sound so abstract that you can't really grab onto them. You don't really have a basis of understanding what is going on, what I'm talking about. It just sounds like madness to you. You're like, yo, what you hear is wah wah wah. It's not your fault. I would probably hear the same thing. It's hard. Let me just put everything away here. grab a little more iron. Grab 2 more iron, just in case. Do I have sticks? Yeah, a little bit. Alright. Because what I need are bricks. Blocks. Like that. Like that. Stone. Like that. Like that. Stone, 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 stone. Stone, 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 stone. Stone, stone, stone. Stone. Stone, stone. Stone. Make me bricks. Non-stop. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so because everyone always says, oh yeah, the United States, a land of immense wealth, and then I go outside and I see, well, a lot is privatized. There isn't a whole lot of public space. It's a lot of private wealth. And yeah, and there's a lot of social problems, like homelessness, like mass incarceration. So yeah, you say wealth, but I don't know. Where's all this wealth hiding? Where's it all at? If everyone's wealthy, if it's so wealthy here, where's the wealth? Why can't I see it? Where is it? And then I have to understand, a lot of it's hidden. A lot of it's in banks, hidden away from us mere mortals, mere plebs. It's hidden away from us so we can't see it. But rest assured, it's there. That's why politicians listen to All right, so here I want to show you something, right? Okay. Let's see. Soft touch. We're gonna do this one here. Ooh, I didn't need to do that. Alright, whatever. Fix it later. And then this one here too. No room. Okay, so let's imagine now these bricks. I'm going to talk about the wealth inequality in America, because I'm saying that if it's true that the United States is the wealthiest country in the world, why can't I see that wealth? Where is it? So, but I'm not, wait a minute, the thing is, like, how do I know? How do I know that the United States is the wealthiest nation in the world? Well, I mean, all these statistics tell me. So I'm like, all right, fine, I believe the statistics. Then where is all this wealth if America has all this wealth, this ridiculous amount of wealth? Where is it? So that's where I look at my next picture, right? That one right there. Well, the bottom 50%, oh wait, it's too big. I gotta make it a little bit smaller. Where's it at? Infra view, there we go. Make you a little smaller. All right, there we go. So the bottom 50% have like almost nothing. So the next 40 combined, so the bottom 50 plus the next 40%, right? It's not quite as high as where it used to be back in the day. It used to be higher, and it wasn't even quite at 50% yet. So the bottom 90% of Americans, have maybe 40% of the wealth of this country, of this great wealth. The bottom 90% of us have maybe 40% spread about. But really, of that 40%, almost all of it is held by the quote-unquote middle class. And the middle class only holds what? How much of the population there? If that looks like, I don't know, like a quint. Oh, well, what? Look at, just look. It's everything minus that. I don't know. what I'm saying is, what, 20% or 40% of the population? No, I'm messing up my head. I'm getting confused. Let's focus down at the bottom 50%. That's where I live. And that's where I live. I just finished paying off my car, so I own my car. I don't own property. I have savings, but you have to minus that savings minus my debt, which is student loans. And I made stupid economic choices earlier on, so that's my fault. But this nation really punishes you for making stupid economic choices. You really get punished, really bad. So that's what happened to me. I learned my lesson. Ouch. So I am down there in the bottom 50%. You know, I'm not like suffering. You know, I'm not. It's not like I'm hurting or anything. But that's where I live, right? So I'm gonna make a track here that's gonna represent my economic success. Okay, first we gotta get it up on the level. Hold on a second. I want to get on the same even keel here. Oop. One more. That's the first step right there, right? That's the first one. Okay. I'm done. Ta-da! Each one of these bricks represents $100,000 of net wealth. So wealth is all your assets combined. So your house, your car, all your possessions, all your investments, all the property you own, all the stocks you own. That is your wealth minus your debt. So I don't know. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people who live the big flashy life look rich, but on paper are in debt. They're super poor. So this looks past the illusion of their stuff because it minuses out their debt. So if they're in debt, all that flashy stuff is worthless. I mean, not worthless, but it's not even theirs. It's not really theirs. So I own my car. I don't have debt on it. I own my car. And that's all right. So I don't even own $100,000 worth of stuff. So I'm like maybe on the first like part of this brick, right? So okay, let's talk about the middle class. Right? There may be two married people, and they own a house. Maybe they have like 3 bricks. That's their trip. Right. So now we're talking about the next 40%. Whee! That's their rail line. Right? That's their rail line. So these guys get taxed pretty heavily. The bottom 50% and the middle class especially gets taxed really heavily for what they have. They get taxed hard. Right? All right. Now we're gonna get into the rich area, right? We're talking about the upper middle class. We're talking your lawyers, your doctors, like we're talking your rich people here. All right, so there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe 6, but let's go 5. So now, because you know those degrees don't come for free, they have to pay for them. They have to go into debt. And then they have to work at hospitals or wherever else to pay back that debt. Yeah, they make a lot of money, but they have to pay a lot of money back in debt. And they they have to carry insurance, which costs a lot of money. More coffee. Oh, da. So yeah, and they own a house. They can buy a house and stuff, but they carry a lot of debt. They make a lot of money, so that's the other thing. A lot of that is not real wealth. Some of it is. Some of it they come from older families and they have like a lot of stored wealth. But that's not everybody. even those that do come from fat families, like that wealth can be lost. So yeah. But but like the really, really well-off professionals, they're done. They're finished, right? That's their trip in America. That's the length of their ride. And so right here, we're looking at the tax base. No, like the bottom. This is like 90% of America. Like this is the very richest, and then most of the people live down here on not even the first brick. And some of the well-off are up here, 1, 2, and maybe 3. But that's about it, all right? Okay, now we're gonna get to the top 1%. Now I'm gonna bring in a not friend of mine named Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is a billionaire. What does that even mean? What does it mean to be a billionaire? Well, I am gonna plot out Jeff Bezos' trip in bricks here. So let's see, what's our coordinates? I'm at minus 98. Oh wait, I want to head south. Yeah, so 98. So 24. So we're here at 25. Minus 25. I'm gonna plot out Jeff Bezos' trip. So just bear with me, guys. That's what we're doing. We're on the trip now. So yeah, I'm gonna do Jeff Bezos. I already got 99% of Americans of the population. Now I'm just doing one guy. Okay. So remember, each brick represents $100,000 of wealth. So yeah, all right. While I'm doing this, let me while I'm doing Jeff Bezos' trip, let me talk to you about stuff. What do we got? Okay. Well, let's see. Recently, what did Trump? Oh wait, let me. Oh, that's right, dude. You didn't see anything I was talking about. Shit. Let me go back. You didn't see anything I was talking about. Damn it. This is Rob not being smart. Okay, let's redo this trip. Damn it. All right, I'm gonna plot out because you can see it. Shit. Poop on me. I'm sorry, guys. I can do it right here. I was doing it. Okay. So here, I'm gonna plot out my wealth here. All right, I'm gonna do it real quick. I forgot. All right, here's the first brick. Oop, crap. Each brick represents $100,000. Each brick is $100,000. So I live right here. Bing, right there. That's where I live. Ding, hello. I barely own my car. I'm still paying off student debt, but it's less than what I have in the bank for savings, right? But then I have like nothing left after that. So I'm like right here, right? I'm on the brick. At least I'm on the brick. A lot of people aren't even on the brick. They're in debt. They have negative net wealth. They can't even get on the brick. So at least I'm on the brick, right? That's where I'm at. That's 50. So this is 50% of Americans live on this brick. So you have like a whole lot of people living on this one brick. Then I throw in the middle class, right? Boom. Now we're in the middle class. All right. So this is 90% of Americans. 90% live on this brick, on these 3 bricks. That's their trip. That's their American dream trip, right? All right. Now I'm gonna throw in the doctors, the lawyers, the politicians. Well, not the politicians, but like the doctors, the lawyers. All right, because they're paying for school and stuff like that. And even the people who are rich and pretend to be rich, they're only pretending because they're in debt. All right, now I said, all right, this is 99% of Americans, all right here. This is their trip. 99% of Americans. Then I'm like, okay, let's go do Jeff Bezos, right? He's a billionaire. He's a net billionaire. So I started, each brick is $100,000, right? So now I'm doing Jeff Bezos' trip right here. This is Jeff Bezos. This is one guy. All right, this is one guy that I'm doing. I'm on Jeff Bezos' trip. And this is why I want to follow Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren when they propose a wealth tax. Because none of this stuff is being taxed. Am I gonna make it? Maybe, we'll see. None of this is being taxed. This is wealth. Wealth is different than income. Income is what you get from your job, when the salary you make or the wage you make. But a lot of this wealth is capital gains, which is taxed at a different, lower rate, and it's taxed at a flat rate. So this is all this wealth gets away being taxed very low compared to the wealth burden or the tax burden placed upon 99% of Americans way back over there, right? Right now, remember, I'm doing Jeff Bezos' trip right now. This is Jeff Bezos. And this is also Jeff Epstein. This is Epstein. And if Trump is to be believed, this is probably Trump's trip too. Oh, look at this. I'm not gonna make it. I need a curve or something. Yeah, I need to turn or duck down. What am I gonna do? It's dark in here. Oh, I don't have any coal. Ah, all right. Sorry. Ooh, can I go underneath? Oh no, because that's all water there. I gotta turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. Haha. 1. 1. Dope. Decoration only. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be tight. Oop, wrong one.
If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire crack commando.
1.
Commando.
1, 2.
Crack.
1, 2. Oh wait, I don't need to turn anymore, dude. I can turn this way again. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No. Here. No. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Yeah, we're on. Remember, we're on Jeff Epstein, or we're on Jeff Bezos' trip here. This is Jeff Bezos. So yeah, okay. Each brick is $100,000. Jeff Bezos gets taxed on this at a lower rate than for doing nothing than you do for working your butt off. Yep, Jeff Bezos, Donald Trump, Jeff Epstein, Mohammed bin Salman. Well, he's not an American citizen, so screw that guy. What else we got to talk about? So I found out recently. Oh, I need to turn to miss that mountain. turning. So yeah, isn't this a wild trip? Can you imagine? Imagine your life, what you do in your life, and you live. Because if you're watching this, I almost can guarantee that you live on the same brick that, like on the other bricks that where I live, on those first 5 bricks. If you're watching this, you're probably on those first 5 bricks with me, and like your life is probably not too bad. 1, 2. You're probably not homeless. If you're watching this, you're probably not homeless, which is like, you know, saying something. Because being homeless is awful. So imagine that your life is not that bad, and yet you live on like less than 1 brick. This is one guy, and he has all these bricks all to himself. Imagine what would happen to you if one of these bricks from his gigantic line fell on you, or fell next to you, and you just picked it up. It's a brick of gold. Like, how would your life transform just from one of these bricks here? No! Yeah, just imagine if one of these bricks fell, and this is Jeff Bezos' trip. I'm like, just come along. 99% of Americans live on those first 5 bricks. Not even first 5. 90% live on the first like 3. And this is Jeff Bezos, and Bill Clinton. Well, maybe not Bill Clinton, but this is Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and Donald Trump and Jeff Epstein, right? You know those guys that we don't tax very much? You know that those guys that got a huge tax cut because of the GOP? Yeah, these guys got a huge tax cut. And I'm mapping out their wealth here for you, so you can see how much they needed that tax cut. Look how much he needed it. So I should pop this up here. Can I pop that up there? Window capture. Existing in front view. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Ew, yeah, make it smaller. Ooh, wait, too big. So yeah, keep that chart in mind up there about what I'm talking about when I say wealth inequality in America. Because if you're not, you gotta look at that chart. Most of us live on the bottom half of that, in that dark purple. 90% of us live in that dark purple, and 90% of it gets taxed way more than the richest guy. I'm still on Jeff Bezos' trip here, right? I'm nowhere near done. I'm telling you guys, I'm nowhere near done. Yeah, oh man, you don't even know. Oh, I'm gonna run into a tree. And it's dark. I should have brought torches, man. I don't have any cobblestone, so I can't really, like, just cook some up right here. You know, I'm gonna do something. This is too much. I can't handle it. I can't see anything. Alright. Soft touch. No! What I need is cobblestone. I can't see anything! Alright, then I need to make a crafting table. Can't see. Then I need to make a furnace. Then I need to make some charcoal. Then I need to make some torches. I just gotta hold them for the moment so I can see what I'm doing. More charcoal. Alright, well there we go. I ran into a mountain, I think. And I need to figure out how to get around this mountain. Oh yeah, this is all mountains. There's no getting around it. I'll have to go through. Yeah, look behind you, dude. Wow. You're in the mountains. Alright. With zombies. Oh my. Ooh, and creepers. Thanks, bro. Ow, ow. Alright. I don't need glass. I don't need any of this stuff, really, but hey. Hey! What I need to do is make this train line go into underground. So that when I ride it, I won't be out in the open like this. I don't think that's going to happen because it was going flat for quite a while. So when I come back through here for real, I have to remake this whole thing. There we go. And I don't build rails on dirt. I don't do it. So sorry about this. As soon as I get this going here. So Trump is doing a whole bunch of bad stuff. At the G8, he's sitting there talking up Putin, like saying that Putin's a great guy and that Americans are bad. The American president was a bad guy. Our own president, or the guy who says he's our president, is saying that our former presidents were bad guys, bad-mouthing our own government and supporting an enemy government by saying Putin should be brought back in. So I know a lot of people who follow Trump are like, that's cool. I don't mind being friends with Russia and being bad to America, but that makes you like my enemy. I don't know why you would want to do that. Why you would go with Putin like that? I don't get it. Why would you do that? It's way too late to pretend that it's about anything else. Everyone knows now. The Mueller report is done, and it's out in the open. Everyone knows what's going down. That's why Trump is being impeached. So it makes me sad that you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm leaving America. I'm joining Russia. I'm joining Putin. I mean, I just don't understand why you'd do it. When you see also here, because this ridiculous wealth inequality that I'm showing you is part of the problem. That's what Putin and Trump represent. That's the group they want to help out. They want to make this graph even worse. What they want to do is make it so that that the bottom 50% have even less, and that the bottom 90% have even less. They want to concentrate wealth. They want to make that top 1% have more and more and more wealth and power. That's their goal. So that's Putin, that's Trump. So if you're with them, you are necessarily like against me and my friends here and my country. All right. Break on through to the other side. So you have to understand, guys, I am still on Jeff Bezos' trip. Like, I'm not doing this for poops and stuff. I'm doing this because I'm still mapping out what it's like to be Jeff Bezos. Each brick is $100,000 of wealth, and we're still doing Jeff Bezos here. I'm not just being silly. So and Jeff Bezos, what I'm doing, this kind of trip, Donald Trump wants to make this rail line even longer, even more. He wants to add bricks to this trip. The only way Donald Trump can add bricks to this trip is if he takes it from other people. And where else can you get this kind of wealth? Where do you get it from? Well, the bottom 99% of people. That's where it comes from. Wealth comes from people, man. It doesn't come from stuff, because you have to transform that stuff. If you don't transform it, then you can't get the value out of it. And the only way you transform stuff into other stuff is through people. So human labor is super important. That's where wealth comes from. By humans transforming stuff into other stuff. Alright, so I'm still with Jeff Bezos here, right? 99% of Americans live on that one little, those first five bricks. You can see it here, right? on that map right there, on that chart. 99% of Americans live in that first five. I'm going to take that map off because it's too much. Infinite view. All right, hide it. There we go. So, oh no! Shit. Still with Jeff Bezos here, right? Still with Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump's line. And you think about it, right? If this is Donald Trump's line, Donald Trump says he's a billionaire, right? So each of these bricks is worth $100,000. Donald Trump says he's a billionaire. Why then does he make the federal government spend all of this money on Donald Trump properties? If he's a billionaire, why does he need to steal money from the federal government, from the taxpayer? Like, I don't understand it. So this is the Southern Ocean. Like, over there is probably my what's it called? Turtle Sanctuary, because we're heading south. we're still going, right? But we're not on the sanctuary rail line. We are on the Jeff Bezos wealth rail line right now. This is Jeff Bezos wealth. Each brick is $100,000 of wealth, and we're still going with Jeff Bezos here. This is one guy. Now, you know, there's one thing that, so Trump is always trying to beat Obama. He's always trying to do stuff to beat Obama. And he's finally done a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff that bigger than Obama. Trump has made a bigger deficit than Obama. He made the biggest deficit ever. I think it's like $1 trillion in deficit. Because the government's not taking in enough money. Because the government gave a huge tax cut to the rich, to Jeff Bezos, right? So this guy that I'm plotting out his wealth, every brick is $100,000. He got a tax cut. So Donald Trump said if he wins the presidency, he's gonna go gut Social Security and Medicare next to try to balance the budget, to save money, to pay for the tax cuts that he gave Jeff Bezos. And I'm still working on his wealth here, you know. We're still doing his line. He's not even done yet. This is Jeff Bezos. Every brick is $100,000 of wealth. So you got to understand, like, this isn't the world for most people. 99% of people live on the first 5 bricks. Our trip was done a long time ago. we were done and back a long time ago. This is just one person, Jeff Bezos. And I'm just going on his trip, just so you can get an understanding of that chart that I threw up on there, so you can see how things work out. Wait, let me see, where are we at? Oh man, oh god, oh my god. Alright, we have such a long trip. This is gonna take multiple episodes. Oh no. Alright. What else did I want to talk about? So, okay, so if you recall, if you're from Oregon, you will recall that the state GOP senators left. They fled the government. They fled the capital to another state with armed rebels, the 3%ers, who are a white supremacy group. So they did this in order to thwart the will of the voters and stop democracy from happening. So they came back and they were successful. They successfully defeated democracy. That's what their goal was, to defeat democracy, and they did it. When they came back, the Democrats did not fine them, did not punish them. And you got to think, why didn't the Democrats punish them? And the Democrats said because to punish them, it would cost the taxpayers a lot of money for litigation, because they would fight the entire way. The GOP senators, even though they broke the law, they feel they shouldn't be held accountable. They shouldn't be held personally responsible for breaking the law, and they would fight the entire way there. So that's a sad thing, that the Oregon Democrats are going to let the GOP break the law without punishment, because that just encourages them to break the law again in the future. I mean, they've done this before. They've already done this before, and they did it again. I can't believe it. And they did it without punishment. How wild is that? Like, is Oregon a free state if rebels can defeat the government by throwing a temper tantrum, and then they don't get punished for it? So we're on Jeff Bezos' trip here. I'm just letting you know. So yeah, that kind of makes me sad because that weakens the rule of law. When lawbreakers, the powerful, are able to break the law and without being held accountable, that weakens the rule of law. And that's why they get away with it, because the GOP, those politicians are a bunch of rich guys, right? They're the ones who have the 5 bricks. Yeah, when the rest of us, when 90% of us, like barely even get on the first brick, they have 5 of them. That's why they can break the law. That's what 5 bricks buys you: the ability to break the law with impunity. So, if 5 bricks can make you immune from consequences from the state legislature in Oregon, if 5 bricks can do that for you, what do you think all these bricks can do for you? I'm not even nowhere near done Jeff Bezos. We're talking one guy here. 99% of Americans live on the first 5 bricks. 90% of Americans live on the first 3 bricks, first 2 bricks. And this is Jeff Bezos. This is one guy. This is Donald Trump, because he says he's a billionaire. That's another guy. Just these people. These people, Donald Trump felt it necessary to give these people a tax cut. The ones I'm doing here. And in doing so, he raised the taxes on the rest of us, on the bottom 90%, to make up for the lost revenue, which he didn't make up for it because they're still losing money. The biggest deficit ever, bigger than Obama did. Congratulations, Trump, you did it. A bigger deficit than Obama. You did something bigger than Obama. All right. Ooh, I wonder if I can bring llamas with me, or if they would fall off. I have to make a leash that I don't have. But then I can bring a whole bunch of bricks with me instead of just what I have in my thing. Because I'm gonna need a whole bunch of bricks to do this. I'm plotting the billionaire trip, the billionaire rail line. This is what I'm gonna name this. It's the billionaire rail line. So if you want to get a clue of how many billionaires are in the United States, I think Forbes has a list of like the richest 500 people. And you have to understand, those richest 500 people get taxed a lot less than we do. Now, a lot of the Republicans, the apologists, they'll say things like, "Oh, look at they'll quote a money number to you to try to make it sound really big, like, "Oh, look at this insane money number. They pay the majority of taxes in the United States. Oh, look how much money they spend," right? But when you put it in context of how much wealth they own, that money becomes tiny. That looks so little. So remember, we're on Jeff Bezos' trip. I'm not done. I'm nowhere near done. I have to keep telling you guys that because you got to fit this in your head of how much we're getting ripped off, because that's what's happening. The fact that Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump have this rail line all to themselves is a great injustice. We can take just a few of these bricks, just a few, not even hardly anything, just a few of these bricks, and transform the world for 90% of people. I'm almost out of bricks. I have to go back and get more to keep going on the billionaire rail line. What else can I talk about? Okay, so I was talking to this professional woman and the 17-year-old woman. It was a casual conversation, and this professional woman told me that she was a Trump supporter, and that she didn't believe Robert Mueller or the FBI or the CIA or the NSA, but she believed Putin. She thought Putin was correct, that the Mueller report was a bunch of nothing. And then the 17-year-old girl, I tried to explain to her what was happening, and she was laughing the entire time. She's like, that sounds so crazy, I could never believe it. It sounds way too crazy. That sounds crazy. Everything you're telling me sounds like it's a movie. You're crazy. So, yeah, that's the problem, Democrats. You have a bunch of people who think it's crazy, who believe Putin, who think Putin's a cool guy, and they think he's telling the truth, and that Americans, or these American heroes, they're a bunch of liars. It's actually happening. I can't believe it. It makes me sad. It makes me look at people differently too, because once I know this person's like this, I'm like, huh? You're denying the concentration camps. You're with Putin. You're denying the word of all these honorable Americans, but you listen to these Russians, man. And Donald Trump, this guy with all this stuff, he's pointing to immigrants, right, who have nothing. They're not even they don't even have the brick, right? They're not even on the brick. They're not even on the brick. Yeah, they're nowhere near they're trying to get on the first brick. They're trying so bad to get on the first brick. And this guy, Donald Trump, he's a billionaire. He owns all these bricks. I'm still making his line. This is going to take a long time. He's telling you that it's their fault. These guys who don't even have a brick, Donald Trump is telling you it's their fault that you have problems getting a job and you don't have enough money. You live on you're trying to live on the first brick, and you can't get, and you're struggling pretty bad, right? Because not everyone can live comfortably on the first brick. Sometimes people got other obligations. And Donald Trump is telling you those people who aren't even on the first brick, they're the problem. Donald Trump has all these bricks. I'm making his rail line. He's pointing way back there. He's like, way back there at the beginning. All those people, that's your problem. It's not me with all these bricks, these rail lines. I'm way over here. It's not my fault. It's those people. You should punish those people. In fact, Donald Trump, I'm going to make concentration camps to put those people in there and then make money off of it with private prisons. That's what Donald Trump is doing right now. And a whole bunch of people support it. No dirt. Hey, I got more stone. Check it out. I can keep going. It'll keep me going on my long trip to plot out the wealth of Donald Trump and Jeff Bezos, these billionaires, right? Because these people who say they're billionaires. Elon Musk, billionaire. Oh wait, no dirt. We don't build tracks on dirt. Oop, not that. I need my torches. Donald Trump said billionaires need tax cuts, and that's why the deficit is over $1 trillion, because under the GOP, because Donald Trump and the GOP, the Republicans, said billionaires need tax cuts. So we're plotting out the wealth of these billionaires to see the tax cuts they need. Like if I'm repeating and I seem to be pounding it into your head, it's because I am. I need you to understand, because like no one gets it. No, people don't get it. People don't get how much wealth inequality there is in our country. They don't get it. And when they don't get it, then they're easily tricked. They can easily support Donald Trump and say, yeah, billionaires need tax cuts. That they say that. So let me see, where am I? Oh, nope, okay. Gotta keep plotting the billionaire. This is Donald Trump. I'm trying to plot his wealth for you. So you get a picture, a clue as to how much wealth one guy has. And it's wealth. Wealth is different than income. Income is just how much money you make, your salary. Wealth is how much money you've accumulated, right? Wealth is money minus your debt. So Donald Trump says he's a billionaire. So that means even all his debt, you minus that, and he's still got $1 billion at least. That's what Donald Trump says. So if we take him at his word, which is dumb, no one should take him at his word. but I know other billionaires that really are billionaires, like Jeff Bezos. He's a billionaire. So I can be plotting his wealth too, right? Each brick is worth $100,000, and 99% of us live on 5 bricks. 90% of us live on 2 bricks. Oh, gotta start running back here. All right, this is Donald Trump because he says he's a billionaire. I'm trying to get you to understand how much amazing wealth we have in this country that we don't access, that we don't get any benefit from, and that all this wealth turns into power because you can manipulate people. Ooh, fox, that's kind of cool. I've never seen a fox before. Foxy. Alright, hold on, I gotta make sure I'm still streaming okay. Yep. So, I'm not just building this rail line, I'm building the billionaire rail line. This is for people who make $1 billion. Each brick is $100,000 of wealth. 99% of us, the vast majority of Americans, live. Oh, that's a village. That's kind of cool, dude. I'm gonna go right over a village. Live on one, or like 50% of the Americans, half of American population, lives on 1 brick or less. I live on less than a brick. So this is Jeff Bezos, who the Republicans just gave a tax cut to, and which is why we have a record deficit now, over $1 trillion, thanks to the GOP and Donald Trump, because he said that these people here needed the tax cut. Hey, another flower thing. That's cool. You need flower biomes to get dyes. That's why I made that one trip, because I wanted to make dyes. So when I make my sheep farm, when I finally get around to making the sheep emporium, wool emporium, I'll have like the right colors. Oh no! Oh, I don't have any bricks. Dude, and where am I? I'm nowhere near done. I'm still on my trip. Oh, it's getting dark. Alright, I need to go back to get more bricks. One man. Each brick is worth $100,000. I need you to understand this, so you understand the forces that we're fighting against. Alright, so I don't have any more bricks. I'm not going to build with dirt. So I'm going to run back home. Right, we're not done yet. I'm still doing the Billionaires line. So when people like Elizabeth Warren and and Bernie Sanders say they're going to pay for universal health care, Medicare for all, by taxing the billionaires, look what they're talking about. Look at this. Each brick is $100,000. Now, here's the other deal with money. Money has a way of multiplying itself. All right, but if it's not moving, it doesn't multiply. It just sits there. Money is like blood. It's only good if it's moving. If blood isn't moving and it's pooled in a certain spot, and the person becomes sick because the blood they have isn't moving. It's just causing problems. Blood is useful in that it facilitates the movement of stuff. It removes waste and it carries goods to the cells that need it. So, and it fights infections. It carries the agents that will fight infection. And you got to keep your blood clean, right? So there's organs to help keep your bloodline clean. So look at this. Try to, if it helps you, look at money as in the same way. Money is only good if it's moving. It doesn't help you if it pools in one area and it becomes concentrated. Money helps bring goods to businesses, helps remove waste from businesses, and processes this stuff. Businesses' expenditures equal jobs for other people, and jobs for other people equal customers for businesses. So it's like a feedback mechanism. If you ever play the game of life, it's a really simple game. It's like it's like a grid. If there's a square that's turned on, then the square next to it will be turned on. But if the square next to it is also turned on, then one square will be turned off. I forget how it works. So what you want is to make a pattern so it stays alive. It's like a circuit. Because if you don't, then everything dies and just stops moving. Well, it's like the same thing. Like, one business's expenditure is another business's income. So what you want to do is keep the money moving. If the money reaches a rich person and they just stash it away in the stock market, they don't really do anything with it, or they save it, the money isn't moving. It's locked up. It's not doing anything. It just becomes dead weight. So think of it like diabetes, right? If a person with severe diabetes, their problem is that their extremities don't get blood. The blood doesn't reach them. The blood vessels just don't make it to the extremities. So that means all the cells that live over the nerve cells that need the blood to live, right? It needs to have the nutrients the blood delivers to it. It needs to have its wastes taken away and needs to have goods delivered to the nerves. But if the nerves can't get it, the nerves die. And then when the nerves die, you can't feel anything there anymore, right? There might be cells there still, but if you can't feel them, you'll hurt yourself and you'll get cut and you won't know it. And since the blood doesn't reach the cut, the extremities anymore, the cut becomes infected and turns gangrene and starts to die. Everything starts to die off, but you can't feel it because it's numb. So then it becomes gangrene and infected. And then when that happens, if it's untreated, it will reach the blood. The gangrene will reach the blood supply. And then the infection starts spreading throughout the entire body. And you go into shock and sepsis, and you die. That's what happened to a lot of soldiers in the Civil War. Right? Back then, we didn't have antibiotics. And we didn't really even have surgery. And back then, the bullets were made differently. They were made like balls. They didn't have rifling, really. And so what happened is, when you get shot with modern bullets, in general, the bullet will hit up the body, and if it hits a bone, it'll probably fragment, because you don't want a bullet to pierce through and hit the person behind them. You want the bullet to put all its energy into the first thing it hits, and that the first thing it hits, you want it to be a body, a person, to stop them, to neutralize them. All right. But back in the day, we didn't have that kind of technology. We didn't have that kind of thinking. We made bullets out of lead, lead balls. It was just dumb. So what happened is the bullet would hit the body. It would not fragment. It would keep its energy and go through the person. If it hit a bone, it went and it just shattered the bone. It just went blah and kept going through. So people would be left with like shattered limbs, and you'd have to like amputate it and hope if you don't amputate it, don't cut it off, it will get gangrene and infected, and then you'll die. So they had to do a lot of amputation in the Civil War, and it was awful. It was awful. It was awful. Before painkillers, before antibiotics, oh man. So so the same thing, right? And if you get diabetes and you get neuropathy where your nerve cells die in your hand and you can't feel your hands or your feet, and you walk and then all of a sudden you cut your foot and you don't know it because your foot's numb, and your foot can't heal because it's not getting enough blood, so it gets infected, and then that infection like starts causing necrosis. The cells of your foot start dying and turning black, and that invites other infection. And so now your entire foot is rotting off, but you can't feel it. It doesn't hurt. You can't feel it. Then the infection reaches the blood, and then that carries that infection throughout the entire body, and you go into shock and die. All right, so with money, right? The lower 50%, let me show you this. The lower 50% that you can barely see is not getting enough money, not getting enough blood. So that means it cannot heal itself when it gets hurt. And the top doesn't know because it's numb. It's numb to this. Right? The nerve cells that would tell the top, all the artists, all the musicians, they're like barely surviving. They're dying off. Your artists are dying off. So what you need to do is inject money, blood, back into the bottom. And we have tons of it, right? It's all at the top. I'm still building the billionaire line. I'm not even nowhere near done yet. Let me take that away. I'm nowhere near done. Sorry to tell you. It's gonna be kind of boring. But I'm trying to explain to you. I'm trying to relay to you the gravity of our situation. Put away this dirt and cobble real quick. Sort. Coal and then charcoal. Ha ha ha. That's so funny. I should carry coal. Sticks, wood, iron. Oh yeah, I'm gonna. I don't want to walk that again. That was lame. So 2 of those, and as many of those as I can carry, and rails. 2, yeah. I should probably leave soft touch home so I can fit more. What am I looking for? Oh, I need a cart too. Mine cart. I need to make more rail. What I'm telling myself. I'm like, what am I looking for? Rail. Oh, need more. Look at that. Look at that. It's gonna eat your iron. Nom nom the iron. Oh, that sticks. Nom nom the iron. Okay, hold on. Iron back there. Have 2 stacks. Sure, why not? Make more rail, just a little bit more. Alright, filled up. Let's go forth to do some rails. Lay some rails. So are you guys with me here? I mean, I'm trying to get you guys a clear picture, so you understand why I've spent like a long time studying this. Where's the money? Where's the wealth? What's happening? Why is there all this suffering? So to reiterate, the 50% of Americans, let me show you this. Put it up, pop it up again. The bottom 50% of Americans, each brick is worth $100,000. The bottom 50% of Americans live on the first brick, 1 brick. Right here, the first brick. I live like right there, because I paid off my car, I have student loan debt, but I have savings. So I'm barely in the positive, barely. That's where I live. This is $100,000, this is first brick. So remember, 50% of the people, I'm down here, 50% of the humans, of the people in America live below this one. If you add the next 40% of people, the bottom 90%, they live maybe on the first 2 or 3 bricks. If you add the very richest, 99% of people, we live right here. This is where we live. Each brick is $100,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $600,000. 99% of Americans live on this. Jeff Bezos, each brick is $100,000. All right, so we're on the Jeff Bezos line and the Donald Trump line. That I'm laying the rail because this is a lot to walk on. It'll take me a long time. I need this. So when Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren say tax the rich, this is who they're talking about. And when they say it'll pay for stuff, this is why it will pay for stuff. This is why. You don't understand, right? You got to understand how much wealth the top 1% owns. You have to understand it. If you understand it, then it will make sense as to why Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump and Elizabeth Warren want to do this. Because this is where it's at. And it's like diabetes and neuropathy, right? Money is only good when it's moving. It doesn't do you any good if the money is not moving, if it's stuck with the rich people. I mean, it'll make Jeff Bezos richer and more powerful, but it's not going to do you any good. I guarantee it. You might get a job, maybe, but it'll be Jeff Bezos will work to make sure you get paid very little, as little as possible. And because Jeff Bezos has all this money, he'll have a lot of power to make his will happen. And you have a lot less power. I should probably have another one over here. I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I need another boost. Boost! Okay, so wealth inequality in America is like diabetes and neuropathy. Lack of blood flow. Money is like blood, it's only good when it's moving. Jeff Bezos. So this is Jeff Bezos' money right here, right? Oh man, this is super hard. Crap. Alright, Zombie Slayer. Boom. Boomer. Holy crap. Yeah. Donald Trump gave this guy here a tax cut. Can you believe it? I mean, I don't know how you cannot be not outraged. So yeah. So when I hear people like my manager, my property manager, or say things like I'm a Donald Trump supporter, it drives me crazy, because Donald Trump is this person. He doesn't even know, like, he doesn't care anything about you. He cares nothing about you. Look how far back you are compared to him. You're like a nothing compared to him. He cares nothing about you. He gave his buddies a tax cut. And look at the wealth he has. This is, I mean, like, we're on his trip right now, on his rail line. And we're not even, no, I'm not done. I'm nowhere near done. Oh, I gotta go back here. Read this one.
To the H to the A to the N to the G to the E.
What's it gonna be?
See
what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, right? This is art. This is art. This is the stuff you want to cultivate and make more of. It doesn't generate profit, but it's beautiful, right? And that beauty is beyond profit.
Wardrobes and outfits, or the size of your tits, location of your dwelling, what we're buying and selling, chains and lanes and traffic could be elastic, multiple decisions conflict, you can't predict those in the minute, neither here nor there without a care type choices. No difference will it make if we can't change the voices inside our heads and still through environments, the ones designed to keep C to the H to the A. C to the H to the A to the N to the G to the E. What's it gonna be? C to the H to the A to the N to the G to the E. Who's it gonna be? C to the H to the A to the N to the G to the E. Where's it gonna be? Change. Is it money back from what you purchased? A makeover of your mug to show people on the surface, the channel to another to be preoccupied, wardrobes and outfits, or the size of your tits, location of your dwelling, what we're buying and selling, chains and lanes and traffic could be elastic, multiple decisions conflict, you can't predict those in the minute, neither here nor there without a care type choices. No difference will it make if we can't change the voices inside our heads and still through environments, the ones designed to keep you believing until retirement that all these things matter and amount to who you are. The rank of your life could be the make of your car. Where you are geographically has to be connected. It's blasphemy directed by an outer selves. We wrote the book on the shelves, instructing the madness. Had bliss but got traded so that greed could succeed. The manual to what we need, like a hole in the head, like the one in the layer that's keeping us from dead. Words may have definitions, but due to these conditions, they won't come off the page until reverse ice age. Yo, our ideas have changed, range from dumb to dumber with short-lived benefits. We'll never do it like the summer, autumn, winter, or spring. For everything we adjust in the quest for objects that will return to dust. So what's changed? Yo, so what's changed?
Exploring long part of the mind, which we nowadays call the unconscious, which a part that is totally unknown to our consciousness, that there exists a barrier in all our minds which prevents these hidden and unwelcome impulses of the unconscious from emerging.
瑶瑶 C to the H to the A to the N to the G to the E 何に変わる C to the H to the A to the N to the G to the E 一体誰になる C to the H to the A to the N to the G to the E どこにいる一体全体誰になりたい靴になるなぜ卑怯なそのアイスライ彼のために自分を打ってまでのライフそんないい生き方なら choose to die Why?What makes you lie? そっと真実のギリのボーダーライン自分を信じ続けること以外俺には決してできないそれが当たり前型にはまった概念は Blown it off cause life is short right? そうだろう俺はマイク手に持つつもじ風音の魔法で揺らす心の風俺の場合 Never fake on the mic Never change till I close my eyes
Our ideas of change range from dumb to dumber with short-lived benefits. We'll never do it like the summer, autumn, winter, or spring. For everything we adjust in the quest for objects that will return to dust. So what's changed? Yo, so what's changed?
Yeah, Cheese and DJ High Snow and Nihongo. All right. So yeah, okay. What was I talking about? GOP. Yeah, isn't this ridiculous? I'm not even nowhere near done on the Donald Trump rail line. Donald Trump, like, this rail line is like the exact opposite of that hip hop song that you just heard, where it's like, yeah, it's not all about the material stuff. This guy is all about the material stuff. Look at it. It's just absurd. Man who poops on golden toilet blames the poorest people ever. Blames refugees for the problems. And then gives himself a tax cut. And then professional people follow this guy, like, and agree with what he's saying and doing. We're on Donald Trump's, this is Donald Trump's wealth line. He just gave himself a tax cut. Right? The Donald Trump tax cut here. Donald Trump line. Wealth is like diabetes, or blood is like money. Wealth inequality is like neuropathy, diabetes. That's why social programs that take money from the top and shove it back down to the bottom in the form of healthcare, education, infrastructure. You know, you got to look at things as wealth as more than just money in the bank. Wealth is freedom. Wealth is freedom. When you don't have to do certain things, and you can let someone else do it, that saves your time and energy to do something else, more productive. You get a better return on your energy. Right. But you have to have that wealth. So if infrastructure lets you go to your job easier than it would be if you had to like walk yourself, like, that's a form of wealth. You're able to take the bus or the train instead of having to buy your own car and do it by yourself. Yeah, you have to conceptualize wealth differently than just money. That's how we can all share wealth. It's because when we invest in something that helps many people, that's a way of sharing the wealth. Literally. Yeah, the billionaire whale line. How long ago did we leave behind humanity? The rest of the humans, right? 99% of humans are nowhere near this. 99.999% of humans are nowhere near this. It's like we're in another game, so far away from all the rest of the humans. Their life is so different. So they're playing a whole different game than this one. Kind of boring, huh? It's a lot of money, huh? Oh man. Yeah, imagine if you would just take a few of these bricks and put it somewhere else. It would transform everything. And that's what we need to do. We need to transform our world, because right now it's going to be real bad. The direction we're heading in is super bad. End of the world type stuff. We can't afford to have another war right now. We need to focus on climate change for real. And the Democrats just voted not to have a debate on it. Are you nuts? What do you mean not have a debate on it? All right. So I don't have enough rail, but I need to get more bricks. So this is the Donald Trump line. This is the billionaire rail line. Every brick is $100,000. You move I move on this rail 6 bricks a second. So every second, I've reached the wealth of 90% of Americans. Every second, I move 6 meters a second. Every brick is a meter. Every brick is $100,000. The 99% of Americans live at 6 bricks or under. Every second, I'm reaching the maximum of 99% of Americans' wealth. But I'm on the billionaire rail line. I'm riding the line of Jeff Bezos, of Epstein, of Donald Trump. This is their rail line. This is how much wealth they have that gets taxed at a lower rate than you Americans get taxed, the rest of us. I mean, I'm trying to get this, I'm hammering into your head. It needs to be stuck into your head so that when you have a clear picture of what's going on, because again, remember, you have 2 angles, right? You have one axis for market, which is oriented to the human, or oriented to, am I not moving? I'm not moving. I'm stuck in here. Oh no, I am moving. It was just really dark. I lost my train of thought. I thought I was stuck. But, oh well. So you have to understand, I'm nowhere near the end yet. Oh crap, what? What? I'm on fire? What is going on? Here, I need my axe. Yeah, take them all out, thank you. Fight, fight! Oh, that guy's got flaming arrows, that's why. Crap, dude. Oh, I'm gonna die. Okay. Well, that was fun. Oh. Yeah, I got a cart. I just gotta make it to the... Go, go, go! Out! Go! Out! Go! Alright, there we go. Yeah, nighttime. I should go to bed. So I'm not done. I'm not done yet with the Billionaires rail line. We're still doing I'm still working on the Billionaires rail line. That it's going to be the focus of my show for the next while, because it's going to take a while. But please understand, 99% of Americans are done at this point. This is where we're finished. I move in 1 second, this is the length I travel on that rail. And I'm still working on the Billionaire rail line. Right there is when Americans are done, 99%. This is everyone else. Or this is the billionaires. So when people say let's tax the billionaires, that's why they say let's tax the billionaires. Okay, I will finish now because, yeah, that was a long talk. And I will probably see you sometime later. Alright, America. Eye on the prize here, alright? Peace. PoGokeRo out.